how can I help my wife through this next phase of our marriage?
Ooh, that's already a
lives.
dicey question.
Yeah. That phase being no more children in the house. For
Tell me
context, we have 3 under 5. And after our first one, we had discussed the possibility of fostering, possibly adopting. And we took a lot of steps toward it. And then she got pregnant with our second one. So that kind of got put on the back burner. And then we discussed a little bit after our second one, but not as in depth. And then she got pregnant with our third one. And now that we've had our third one for a year, it's gotten brought back up, the possibility of adopting or fostering. And in my mind, our house is full. Like, we don't have room. I don't even know how that would be possible. But
how's that conversation gone when you say that?
It's gone what I think as well. But then we usually come to an agreement. She says that she understands my point of view and that it does make sense what I'm saying. And then something happens, usually something regarding social media, or she sees something on the news. And then next thing you know, I'm getting ads for local adoption agencies and children that are up for adoption. Or one of the issues was our house was small. I'll get ads for bigger houses, and it's just I don't even know what to do. I don't even know how to respond to those.
Yeah. What do you do for a living?
I work in the power industry.
Okay. So you live in a very expensive part of the country, and I'm assuming, well, I don't want to make an assumption. Tell me how you do financially.
Pretty well, financially. One thing we've been doing, I've been trying to do, she'd stay at home, so it's just my income.
How much do you make a year?
Last year I made $110.
Okay. Which, after you factor out everything with the cost of inflation, that's a good salary, but you're not living high on the hog with 3 kids in a small house in Las Vegas.
No. We got into the market pretty well, so luckily our mortgage is pretty low, but if we were to move, you're talking it would double, probably.
Yeah. So a couple of things here. Because here's what I'm hearing. I hear 2 things. One, you're asking for what's a way that, like, what are some ways you can communicate better to your wife? As of right now, I'm finished with adding to this family. I want to be happy and whole with the family we got. We got 3 healthy kids. Let's be happy about that. And it sounds like you've tried in your way to have that conversation, and it just doesn't seem to be clicking through. The second thing I'm hearing is every time you get an ad for a house, every time you get like, hey, let's do this with kids, hey, look at what we're not doing, there's some measure of, I don't know any husband that doesn't want to give his wife the house she wants or the dreams, right? And it feels like for you, every time you exhale, the finish line for a satisfied wife is moving on you. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I would say that's accurate.
Or it's a way that, without meaning to, your wife can be telling you on a day-to-day basis, you're not enough.
Yes. Yeah. I've not just that. Sometimes it makes me feel like, even though I think this is just me, but it's just how I hear it, that like our family isn't enough.
Yeah. There you go. There you go.
And I don't believe that that's necessarily it. I don't think that's
yeah, but it doesn't. But sit in it for a second, because you're going to rationalize those feelings away without acknowledging them. So it's one of those important things. It's hard. Whenever I say the word vulnerability, every lineman out in Las Vegas rolls their eyes and goes back to work in the 110-degree heat, right? But that's what this is. It's you telling your wife, hey, every time you send me a house that would double our house income, I want to buy you that house. And this, we chose to have 3 kids right in a row, and we chose that you were going to stay home, and I'm working my butt off out here in this heat, and I'm doing all this work, but I don't make that kind of money. And it just makes me feel like I'm not enough for you. That's what vulnerability means. And that's a hard conversation. Because my guess is she would say, oh my gosh, no. That's not what I was saying. But that's how you bring it together. Instead of, I wish you'd quit sending me these texts. Now you're in a fight. One is, hey man, like I feel like you're not happy with this amazing family that we've created together. That's part one. Tell me what that sounds like when you hear it.
Yeah, I do agree with that. And part of it, I think with steps we've made recently, as far as like trying to pay down debt and things, that I don't know if it financially would it be a possibility, possibly, but I don't want to lose income, or I don't want us to be suffering in other ways because I'm having to pay double the mortgage.
That's it right there. That's it. So here's what you're doing. You're choosing peace over square footage.
Yeah.
And
then with the ads she sends me, it's like the dad in me is like, yeah, take them all, put them all in the house.
Of course it is. Of course it is. I'm the same way, right? And so, but I think it's about sitting down saying, hey, us as a couple, our marriage has completely changed. We have a different marriage now. We have 3 kids. We added 100% plus to this house, right?
Yeah.
And so let's have a conversation about what our values are. I value peace. And that means living in a smaller house that's a little more chaotic, that's a little more crazy, but that I don't have to lose sleep every minute of every night that I'm not going to be able to make this mortgage, or if this company downsizes, or if, who knows?
Yeah.
Right? And she may say, no, I want to solve for 7 foster kids. Well, y'all need to have that conversation, right? Here's the second big thing that I feel is kind of floating over this whole conversation. Often in families where somebody really wants to foster or really wants to adopt, and you're able to have your own biological kids like y'all have been able to, there tends to be one of those conversations that's pictures and words. You're both using the same words, but you're actually saying different things. You're meaning different things. My guess is adoption and fostering is an internal meaning-making purpose for her. One of these things she was put on the planet to do is to care for those that nobody will care for.
Yeah, I agree with that because she was adopted herself.
There you go.
She
lead with that next time.
Not in the conventional.
Sure.
Not in the conventional. She was from she had no parents. It was her stepdad adopted her.
Right, but even then, like there's this sense of I got adopted by this amazing stepdad, and I'm just assuming he's amazing, but raised her. She met you, a good guy, a great man, a guy who takes care of the family, allows her to stay at home financially because you make enough money for that to happen. You work your butt off. You come home sweaty and hot and whatever. And there's that sense of internal guilt she may have. I owe this to the universe. And somebody did this for me. I have to go do this to make the universe right. And in your mind, it's a spreadsheet issue. We have this many kids and this many rooms and this much money. And do you see how real quick you talk past each other?
Yeah, I can see that.
And so it's really digging into not about can we have another kid or not have another kid. That's the proxy. The real conversation is taking her out for breakfast and saying, hey, the idea of adoption, the idea of fostering. Tell me what that feels like in your chest. Like when you think of fostering, when you think of I have to do this or I need to do this, tell me about that. Because it might be something that you say in 10 years or 5 years, when every kid can go to the bathroom and wipe themselves, we may be in a place where we can re-engage this conversation.
Yeah, I could definitely sit her down and we'd have that conversation.
Well, don't sit her down, but y'all both go sit down. Like, sit down.
I said that.
I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. But do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And then at the same time, you being vulnerable and saying, hey, every time you send me one of these things, I look at our 3 beautiful kids and think, oh man, these aren't enough for you. Because it may be a chaotic life that she lives all day, every day. And this is going to sound awful the way I'm connecting these, but it may just be pornography. It's distraction. it's somebody looking at a different kind of life because the life they have is so overwhelming. It's a way to numb out. And this would add some excitement. This like it's when people have 3 kids under the age of 5 and then they get a dog. You're like, what are you doing? It's like, well, we're just trying to add more because we're looking for aliveness because it's hard.
Yeah, and that's actually come up too. It seems it just transfers over to something else. Like our last conversation was she wanted to get another dog. We have one. But
okay, so
we're talking a $5,000 dog.
Yeah, let's don't do that. So what I'm hearing is y'all going in and basically doing the deck clearing exercise, which is like proverbially, like pretend, take your arm and swipe it over a dining, like a table at a local diner there in Vegas. And just say, okay, we have 3 little kids under this age. None of them can get in and out of the shower by themselves. Or maybe one, and just barely.
Yeah, one of them.
Like, whew, we've created a chaotic world. And you and me, we have to come first. And I'm slowly finding myself wanting to be at work a little bit longer. You're finding yourself kind of feeling dead in your own skin. Let's back all the way out of this thing and start asking the big rock questions again, like we did when we were getting married. What must be true for you and me to feel alive in this house? What must be true for us to be so happy when we're at home? Because another dog is not going to do that. A foster kid is not going to do that. Not at this stage. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand. It just seems like it just keeps coming back. It's just it's weird.
Well, that's where you have to get really
cycle.
tactical. I'm asking you, honey, to stop sending me these things. Or if you send them, I'm just going to delete them because I choose to feel less than when I see it, and I'm gonna opt out of that for a while.
Okay, so be more direct.
Well, here's what you're doing. It's as the great Dr. Kennedy says, a boundary requires nothing of another person. It's simply you saying, I don't want to see these anymore. I can't right now in this season because all of my energy is focused on loving you well, loving these kids well, and providing for this family. And so every time I see these, I get all out of sorts. I want to take every kid home. I want to move them into a house we don't even own yet, that we couldn't even afford if you know what I mean? Like, yeah. I have to opt out of that so that I can completely focus on you guys. And so I'm asking you to not send me any, but I'm telling you I'm not going to look at any more of these. I'm just going to delete them.
Okay. If after our conversation, if it does continue, then.
But I mean, I think it's being clear about, you can ask, would you please stop sending these to me?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
Yeah, I have, and it's come back.
So that the next question is asking, hey, this is just me being curious, not judgmental. Judgmental would be, I told you to quit sending. We're not going to do that. Curious is, hey, I've been real clear. These make me feel uncomfortable. They make me feel less than. I just want to focus on who we got, and you keep sending them. What am I missing here?
Yeah, I can definitely do that if it does come up. As far as for the transference of it, same thing. Just be more.
What do you mean? What do you mean transference? That's an old Freud term. What do you mean?
As far as it started with the adoption, and then because we talked about that, and we kind of. Well, I did at least agree that wasn't what we were going to do, and then it transferred to and she has said at one time that it upset me, but since we're not going to have a 4th child, can we get a different house? Or since we're not going to have a 4th child, can we get another dog? Yeah,
and that's again, it's not about the house, it's not about the dog, it's not about the kid. It's about somebody in their own language crying out, "I'm not happy in the life I've co-created." And it's the same conversation I would have with another guy about adding a car or another gun or another guitar. That's me talking to myself here. Like adding another trip or another, like it's always this idea that the piece is on the acquisition of another thing.
Yeah.
Okay. If this was just the kid, if it was just about adoption, that's a different path. Okay. I get not feeling whole until you have this picture of your family complete in your mind. I get that. This is just it's playing whack-a-mole with, I need another thing. because I don't feel complete in my own skin. And that's where I want you guys to spend your energy. And often by accusing her, you don't feel, that's not helpful because she's probably been feeling this way for a long time. It's about you saying, hey, I want to love you better, and here's what I'm feeling from you. I'm feeling like you're not happy with the house that we've created. And that every time we exhale and we have this amazing new kid who's healthy, and we get another amazing new kid who's healthy, and I get a little bit of a raise and we get another little kid, the finish line always moves, which tells me you're hurting inside. Tell me about it. And let's start there. And give her an opportunity to talk about this obsession with needing to add. Start there, my brother, and holler back at me. And I'm happy to talk to you anytime, or her if y'all both want to call me back and we talk both together. But let me tell you this, she's lucky to have you. You sound like a guy who loves her deeply and who loves other people deeply and who's got a heart for kids who need to be adopted and fostered. And yet you've got these 3 amazing kids of your own that you're trying to figure out what day it is because there's so much chaos in your house. I love it. I love it. I love it. I think it's about honoring the fact that your marriage is totally different now, brother. And we get to reimagine it today for the first time. Today's day 1.